Okay, so here's the problem with Jujutsu Infinite. Now, I'm gonna keep this real. I'm not gonna do like much editing on this video. I'm just gonna keep it regular, I guess. It really won't be that much. It's just gonna be cuts, but there really won't be too much special editing on this video. So I'm gonna start this off by going over the pros and cons of the game and basically the overall problem with this game. So the first thing that I'm gonna start off with is gonna be the pros. So the animation on this game. The animation on this game is absolutely crazy. I'm not gonna lie. Whether you're fighting bosses or whether you're just fighting like people or even like whatever you're doing on this game, the animations are absolutely amazing. Like, don't get me wrong, this is like the best animation I've possibly seen on Roblox like ever. Especially the domain expansions. Yeah, those are like it's just a crazy like game when it comes to like animations. Normally on Roblox you see those like shitty like animations that don't really take too long to make. Like, yeah, of course that does go like time and effort into it, but when it comes to this, I don't think any game will actually top this on, I guess you could say, I don't really know how to describe it. I guess you could say like graphics in a way. Like, if you just look at it, it just looks like a clean overall game. Like, the animation on the running game is really clean. Like, if you just look in our inventory, like, it just all looks like nice, clean, tidy. It just looks like a newer Roblox game, whereas if you look at all the other simulators and stuff, it just looks like old and reused. Like, this game has its own, I guess you could say, uniqueness to it. Pretty much I have for all of the like good things about this game. This video is mainly just like discussing the problems with this game and how it's basically gonna fall off. First thing I'm gonna address is the player count. So when this game first started, I don't really have a screenshot, but it did average about 400,000 players ish, like every single day. Lowest I think it had was like 300,000. I remember seeing the game on the first day. It had like 400,000 players and I was like, oh shit, now this is a really good game. Yeah, so it's only 114,000. Like, obviously don't get me wrong, this is still like really insane for a game. But if we just look back to what it was, it's only been about 2 weeks since released. If we compare it to Fish, I think Fish still does average like 200k players, a lowest of like 130k. But that game's been out for like 3 months now. It was averaging 400k players as well. That's the first problem, like, I guess you could say, with this game, as it's slowly dying out and it's not even been a month yet. Another thing with this game is that I guess you could say it gets boring over time. Normally games, like, don't get me wrong, games do get boring. In this game there's genuinely like nothing really to do other than fighting bosses, investigations. Like, don't get me wrong, I'm a grindy person, okay? I don't know if you've ever played Beast Home, right? But Beast Home is a game that I have like hundreds, like I have like 100 days played on it, right? It's a very grindy game, but there's always something to do that's different than just repeating. It's like you're going basically insane. Well, not actually going insane, but you know, like, you know what I mean, right? It's like the same thing over and over again. You guys can either do missions, bosses, investigations. You're still killing the same thing over and over again. I don't know if it's just me that feels like this. Comment down below your thoughts about that. If I go into more detail, I guess it's just like you're killing the same boss over and over and over again. I don't really know what other updates they can do onto this game than add other bosses, because right now they're basing it off the anime Jujutsu Kaisen, and I've seen the anime. I've seen like the first season. I never really got to see the second season because I just never really had the time for it. But if we go over to the bosses now, Finger Bearer, I don't really know the like exact names. I can't really remember. It's been like, I think, last year since I've seen the anime. It's been a really long time. But this last one here is Sukuna. That's basically what I can remember. This one was the volcano one that Sukuna had to step in to actually defeat, I'm pretty sure. Don't quote me on that. But the rest of these, this one was like at the school, I remember that. This one was like the underground where we saw Sukuna first step in for the first time. This one I don't really remember, but to me, I think they've used all of the possible, like, what do they call it? I think it's curses they call it. They've used all of them. Unless they're gonna add like other ones that are from like the manga, which I haven't actually read the manga, so I don't really know. If I am wrong, just let me know, but this is what I think has happened. I don't really know how they're gonna update this game. Like, if they're gonna keep adding new bosses, even if they upgrade the level cap, I think people are still gonna play for like 2-3 days and it's gonna drop down the levels again. I think people are only really gonna play when the game updates. And yes, there is a Christmas update that's coming out, which is kind of weird because it did come out like Christmas did like end like I think 2 weeks ago. So it's a bit weird now that it's coming out. It would have been a bit better, I guess, if it came out as the game came out. But the main point I'm trying to make is that this game is highly repetitive with the same thing. Like, if it had multiple things you can do, like a lot more things you can do to like be repetitive, then I guess it could be fine. Like Pet Simulator, yeah, there's like it's repetitive, but you always have something to do, whether you're hatching eggs, trying to complete events. There's a lot of stages to it. This is more like you complete the tutorial, you got missions to do, bosses, investigations, you reach max level, and then what? Like, I'm not max level yet, there's still things for me to do, but I'm low-key kind of just bored of playing it, I'm not gonna lie. It's really, really boring of just killing the same boss over and over and over again. There's not even a really way to AFK it to kind of speed up the process. I genuinely have to play the game, which, yeah, I do like. You can't really, like, AFK it too much. I mean, you can AFK here, but it's not really nothing too special. I mean, like I was saying, you guys can AFK, but I don't really know, to be fair. It's just my point on the game. Another problem is the items are extremely hard to get. Like, you have to kill, like, so much bosses, and that's just so much time just to have a slight chance to get an item. Like, for example, the domain shard. Like, if we go to the curse market, what should be there for now? Okay, 49 demon fingers for a domain shard is kind of a good deal, I'm not gonna lie. But yeah, oh, okay, this is a decent shop, to be fair. But anyways, like I was saying, right, it's really hard to get domain shards and maximum scrolls stuff. That's like the main thing in the game that people want to get, and it's just, I guess people give up on getting it because it's just way too hard. Like, obviously it's meant to be difficult and challenging to keep the players playing, but I don't know, it just, in my point of view, I think this game is kind of dead and repetitive. Like, don't get me wrong, I really love anime games. It's my favorite type of games to play on Roblox, these type of games, like open worlds, but I don't really know. Like, I think this game really won't last that long. Last thing I do want to address is the pay to win on this game. Like, it's absolutely fucking crazy. 2,700 Robux. If we have a look into the Robux shop, so it's £20 pretty much, maybe a little over like £20, like 22, 23, 24 pounds. For one game pass is low-key kind of crazy, I'm not gonna lie. Like, the innate spins and the double XP. The double XP is really good. Deals like these bits here are really good deals. I would normally buy that. Like, these two game passes are pretty good. Innate back, so you can carry all your innates like you've already seen. 800 Robux is like, it's not a bad deal, I'm not gonna lie. That's pretty, like, probably the normal one. But these two here, especially this one for an item notifier every hour, I don't know, guys. It seems a little bit too extreme. I'm not gonna lie. Maybe there should, maybe like 1,500 Robux would be acceptable, but 3,000 Robux for a game pass. Like, if you put it into a different perspective, you can buy a lot of stuff with £20, especially if you're a young audience. Because I do know a lot of young people actually do play these games, and they don't have 20, 25 pounds like parents. Especially nowadays, they don't really have that much to just hand you just for a game pass on a game. I think they would much rather you spend it outside or like something you can like do with instead of just like a Roblox game. I don't know, that's just my perspective on it, of this game. Like, don't get me wrong, it's like, I did call it boring and dead. Like, it is still fun, like the animations, the domain expansions, playing with friends. It's still a good game, don't get me wrong. But I just don't think it's gonna last as long as it's meant to, in a way. So that's pretty much my view on this game and the problem with it. And don't get me wrong, it's like I said at the beginning, it does have good bits about the game, but that's just my view. So if you do agree with me or disagree, I don't really care which one you guys think of. Just comment down below whether you disagree or agree. You know, just give your opinion on it. And that's pretty much it for the vid. We're like 20 subs away from 7.8k or 7.9, one of them. So if you guys could just do me a favor, leave a like and sub. Probably more fish content gonna come out because it's still updating regularly. I'm gonna get back to grinding that game out. I'm still gonna make vids on this game if a new update drops, but by the looks of it, I don't think this game is gonna last very long. So I'm gonna catch you guys at the next one.